Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got breaking news that there is a shooting investigation underway in Jacksonville. Now details right now are sparse, but we are working again to collect more information. According to officials, police are in the area of Cornerstone Place for a shooting. Police say that this was an isolated incident, but are continuing to ask people to please avoid the area. Now, of course, this is a developing story. Stay with us on air and online as, again, more information becomes available. And now we want to turn to the nationwide weather forecast. And as we get closer to this upcoming weekend, our snowfall chances here in eastern North Carolina continue to get better and better. But before we focus on what we are anticipating for this upcoming Saturday and Sunday, we need to look at what else is going on across the country. With that, we turn to NBC's George Solis.
It is bitterly cold here in Nashville, currently about 9 degrees. Feels actually colder, and many trees still look like this that are iced over. And this icy cold still has an icy grip on much of the South. Many neighborhoods and people trying to do cleanup are dealing with stuff like this, frozen branches. It's not good news for the hundreds of thousands that remain without power. We have been in homes in this region, especially those that are without power. People are finding creative solutions to stay warm. One mother actually setting up a tent inside of her home, another family setting up a mattress, grabbing all of their blankets, and they are just playing card games, hoping the power comes back on soon. Here in the immediate Nashville area, customers still remain without power. They are mobilizing resources to get people back on the grid as soon as possible. But meanwhile, this deep, deep freeze continues. The sun is expected to warm things up a bit, but the concern is once the sun sets, a lot of this is going to refreeze. We have seen parking lots that look like ice rink. In the Northeast, some areas have seen more than 20 inches of snow, and unfortunately it does appear that there may be more snow on the way for the region. But back here in Nashville, you will have crews that are going to be braving these bitter Arctic conditions to try and get people back on the grid as soon as possible. Back to you.
Well, thank you, George, for that report. With that, we'll now turn to our forecast here in eastern North Carolina, taking you straight outside right now. And while it looks stunning, it looks like a beautiful day. Problem is, those numbers on the screen, 23 degrees right now in Greenville. Westerly breeze at a fairly mild 5 miles an hour is certainly having an impact on how it feels outside. Right now feels like 17 degrees despite air temperatures again showing up in the low to mid 20s. Now, as far as current air temperatures go, we are working our way out of the teens. Most of us right now in the 20s, low to mid 20s. Roanoke Rapids still hanging on to 19 degrees. I see you up there along I-95 in Northampton County, but here's what we've got wind-wise. Winds coming out of the west-northwest. This is only going to keep us cold so long as these winds hold out of this direction. Now, later on today, those winds are expected to shift, coming in more out of the west-southwest later on this afternoon. Now, air temperatures today likely going to be in the upper 30s. It is not going to be a warm day. We won't have any warm days this week. The cold air is here to stay all the way through this upcoming weekend, potentially even extending into at least the first half of next week as well. We'll get to your 8-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. But later on tonight, again, skies remain clear. Now, the reason we aren't going to be getting quite as cold tonight into tomorrow morning is what we just experienced last night into this morning. The southwesterly winds, they are going to do a decent job of, well, keeping our air temperatures at least a little bit warmer. I know it's not by much, but, you know, 21 degrees is warmer than 18 degrees, and we will take it. We will take it. 21 at 7 a.m. tomorrow turns to 23 by 8, 26 by 9, hitting 30 by 10, finally getting above freezing between 10 and 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. It is just a cold stretch of weather, and tomorrow afternoon we'll likely end up in the upper 30s to low 40s. Lots of sunshine to go around. That is not a question. But as far as what models are showing, we continue to again track a system that's going to be working its way into the east as we make our way into really Thursday and potentially even into Friday. But here's a look at your full 8-day forecast. The area of low pressure that we are keeping our eye on for Of course, the potential for snow this coming weekend has yet to form, but air temperatures on both Saturday and Sunday, at least expected air temperatures, continue to fall. Right now, 30 degrees expected on Saturday, 29 on Sunday. Groundhog Day, 35 degrees. While it is above freezing, for those of you who, again, are hoping for a day out of school, right now, it is looking like Monday is certainly questionable at this point. We'll call it questionable. But Saturday and Sunday's snow system right now is looking more and more likely. Obviously, of course, we have the recency bias from what we just experienced this past weekend. Not wanting, again, to call it too early. But right now, again, I have told my family we are getting the snow gear out this coming weekend, and we are going to be having some fun. So hopefully, again, everything pans out in a non-ice way, whether it either holds as snow or, of course, shifts to rain. The last thing we want is ice. So right now, again, with those air temperatures where they're at over Saturday and Sunday, we again are looking at a snowy system. We'll have more details on that as we head through the next 2 days. I think we'll have a much more accurate picture on who's expecting what in terms of snowfall potential by the time we get to Thursday afternoon to Thursday evening. By that point, the low pressure system that we are going to be tracking will have formed, and we'll have a pretty good read on exactly what path it's going to take and how close it could potentially get to eastern North Carolina. But do want to say hello to Brad Davis. Wind chill here at Dad's weather station said 12 degrees. Brad, I believe it wholeheartedly. Again, if you've got any sort of a breeze over 5 miles an hour, it can, again, drop that feels like temperature a little bit further than what you would expect. I would anticipate a 7, 8, possibly even 9 degree drop from your current air temperature to your feels like temperature based on even a 7 mile per hour breeze. And it's pretty normal in eastern North Carolina. But again, do appreciate you over on Facebook. We will be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you back here at 10.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.